Hello, everyone, and welcome to VC APAX conference. My name is Dana Marduk, and today I'm going to talk about Healthgevity Nation project. I'm very happy to tell you about the story behind this project and what exactly it is and what will be the future of this project. Healthgevity Nation is a new initiative that we've been working on that actually for many years, but in 2023 and this year has been much more active. And now we have many people around the world as our ambassadors that are working with us. But before that, I want to talk about the word itself. Healthgevity probably is a new word for you and you haven't heard about it. So it comes from actually health and longevity, and I have coined these words. So people, when they hear about the word, longevity, they only think about the lifespan, and they don't think that they can live long without any diseases. So I came up with this idea that we need to have a new word. So when people hear it, they have a feeling that let's say, extending lifespan is not only about the life, it's adding quality to those years. So healthgevity means a healthy and long life. Before I talk about the details, I want to tell you about the story actually behind this project, how everything started. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And here actually it goes back, the story goes back to many years ago. So when I was 17, I just read a book called The Immortalist by Alan Harrington, which actually this is not a new book. It's a very old book. Many years ago, it was written by Alan Harrington. And it actually changed the whole mindset of mine about life and about death and about health, about disease, about the philosophy of life. So, interesting sentence that this book starts with is this, that says death has become an imposition on human race and is no longer acceptable. So this was for me very interesting, that how someone is talking about life and death, and how much this person is sure that in the future we are going to tackle the problem of death and, of course, a lot of diseases. Also, there was very interesting sentence that I have repeated many times and thought about it and read about it, and I totally believe in that, which says, any philosophy that accepts death must itself be considered dead, its question meaningless, its consolations worn out. So it means that, during the history, we have had hundreds of ideologies and religions and beliefs that most of them, they started with answering the question of why we die and what will happen when we die, actually. So if we trace back the whole ideologies and religions, this goes back to thousands of years ago, that they were trying to find an answer to this question, which is a very important question. But unfortunately, we had no science, and the whole answers around the problem of death was not more than a guess. So that's why we have different beliefs and religions, which I don't want to talk about it here. But anyway, I was so curious about it. That's why I became interested in studying about biology. So I finished my education in nutrition, Master of Nutrition, and recently I'm studying Doctorate of Longevity in University of Southern California, which is an amazing field talking about the whole science of longevity and how we can extend actually human life, not only just the years, but also the quality. So this was the beginning of my journey, that I was thinking about this notion that how I can live as healthy as possible and as long as possible. That's why I started reading a lot of articles and books in this field. And of course, in, let's say, around 2000, before 2010, even 15, this field was known as anti-aging. So another book that actually I read, and it was amazing in its time, was by Dr. Aubrey de Grey, Ending Aging, which also talks about the different hallmarks of aging and how aging is killing us, actually. So uh, The whole story continued until COVID-19, 2020. I thought that I need to start a movement because, when I was talking to my friends, unfortunately, most of them, didn't care about their health. And I could not find someone to talk about it, that I want to have a healthy lifestyle. I don't want to get diseases in the age of 40, 50, and 60. I want to live as healthy and as long as possible. That's why I decided to create a community and started contacting with a lot of people. And fortunately, actually, I met my best friend now, Dr. Jose Luis Cordero, which also he has been working in the field of longevity as a longevity influencer. He has written the best-selling book, The Death of Death, which I had the chance to translate it into 3 languages. So the whole thing continued, and now today we have this project and initiative, which is Healthgevity Nation. So let's see what is Healthgevity Nation and how it works and how it can affect the whole societies, even the world, because our let's say vision is global. That's why even our website is Healthgevity. That's global because we think that this is something that everybody needs, and we need to spread the word of healthy and long life around the world. So Healthgevity Nation, if I want to define it very quickly, it's the first online nation that is dedicated to health and longevity so that we can democratize healthgevity. So by democratizing healthgevity, I mean we want to bring the science, the first step. We want to bring the science of longevity and health to people who do not have even, let's say, academic background. For example, even young people, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, and of course, people older than them, they need to learn about health and longevity. And the problem that we had was until 10, 15 years ago, we really did not have a science-backed technology or supplements or something that really can affect our aging, or let's say slow it down or stop it. But now in 2024, we have a lot of technologies that we can use so that we can slow down, stop, and even reverse aging. There are a lot of people spending millions of dollars and billions of dollars with corporations, big corporations, that now trying to actually combat aging and to stop it. So Healthgevity Nation is going to be a nation. Why a nation? Maybe you ask, why not a community? Actually, when I think about a community is much smaller, and probably there are a lot of differences from country to country, and people who want to live long and healthy need something much bigger than their community so that they can connect with people all around the world. When we have the same goal and aim, it is much easier to achieve it. That's why we created Healthgevity Nation, to help people to learn the basics of health and longevity in a very simple language. This is also a very important part that I have to talk about it, which actually there are a lot of courses and a lot of materials about health and longevity, but since they are very academic and maybe difficult to understand for a lot of people, then many people do not have access and don't want to actually know about it. But what we are doing in Healthgevity Nation is to simplify the whole science of longevity, bring it to people, teach them, and try to impact their lifestyle. Because a very important part of longevity, or let's say better say it's healthgevity, is lifestyle, which later I will talk about it. So this is the whole idea, that what we are doing is to democratize health and longevity, bringing the longevity technologies, not only the science, to the life of people, because we know that the technologies are at the beginning very expensive, but with the advance of technology, all those technologies just become cheaper and cheaper, and more people can access to them. So this is so important goal that we have in Healthgevity Nation. So if I want to somehow tell you that what exactly Healthgevity Nation is looking for, we have an MTP, which later in the next slide I will talk about it. MTP means massive transformative purpose. By the way, Healthgevity Nation that we have created is based on a new model, or let's say business model, which is very different from any other ones. Um, and probably you've heard about exponential organizations, which is a business model for companies like Uber and Airbnb, which is based on sharing economy and many other, let's say, aspects. So, our MTP in Healthgevity Nation, or Massive Transformative Purpose, is something very unique, which is, as you see, we want to transcend the geographical boundaries to bring together individuals, from every walk of life who share a common interest in health and longevity. So this is so important because now in our nation we have a lot of scientists from the field of longevity, influencer experts, and people who are trying to teach people more and create content about longevity. So the Healthgevity Nation's MTP, or Massive Transformative Purpose, is to empower individuals to live healthier, wealthier, and happier lives for as long as possible. So we are not talking about a certain age. We are talking about the quality of life. Anybody can actually live, let's say, as much as they want, but we want to eradicate the aging as the root of most of the chronic diseases. So this mission goes just beyond, just the wellness, and we are thinking actually about immortality, because I think all nations and the whole human being throughout the history have been thinking about immortality, because I don't think everyone is, let's say, comfortable with the notion of death. A lot of people want to live in this world as much as possible, and then after death, nobody knows what happens. So, in but again, in Healthgevity Nation, our focus is on an optional, let's say, death. So people can choose whether they want to live as healthy as possible or maybe not. So our main goal is to help people to live healthy and long. So now let me, before again tell you more details about the whole system, I need to tell you about the let's say, model or business model that this Healthgevity Nation initiative is based on. I've written 3 books, actually. The third one is I'm working on that now. But the first one is Futurepreneurship, which is a system that I've created again for new businesses based on 2024, because the world has changed now and people cannot easily create an organization without the help of technology and AI. So I want to tell you that in this book, which is based on 7 pillars that you see it, I'm not going to go in details because already I've talked about it in another video and you can find out online. But Healthgevity Nation is based on these 7 pillars. So it's an exponential organization because at the moment I'm talking to you, we have more than 34 ambassadors all around the world. So we are reaching to 100 by the end of 2024, and next year 200 ambassadors. So we are just growing exponentially. At the same time, our this initiative is thinking about the future in not just 5 years, 10, 20, even 50 years. So this is so much important to be based on future thinking methodology, so that we can actually somehow predict or anticipate somehow the future of health and longevity. This is so much important. So for learning more about this concept, you can go online. I already have done a conference on this one in VC APAX. So let me tell you now about the book that I have written, which the whole Healthgevity Nation is working based on this system. So before I talk about the system, I need to tell you that why I started writing this book. For many years, I've been reading a lot of books about health and longevity, but what I found was that there was no single book that gives me a system that I follow so that I can change my life for a very healthy life. That's why I decided to write a book and create a system so everyone, not only academics, but normal people without a academic background, they can also understand this science and use it practically in their daily life. Not only some theoretical information that they just learn about it, but the practical actions that they can take in their life and change their life. So the first thing is the name of the book, as you see, is Healthgevity, but it's Healthgevity Journey. Why a journey? Because it's not, health and longevity is not something that you do it just once in a while and just leave it for years or months. This is a lifestyle. This is a journey. When you started the journey, you cannot stop it. It should continue. That's why this book is about the journey that we take in our life to live as healthy and as long as possible. So this book has 12 chapters that today I'm going to talk about it, not very much in details, but just to have an idea that how the whole thing works and how this system can actually transform our life from a normal life that a lot of people has, so that in the age of 50 or 60 or 70 they get a lot of diseases which is related to aging. We want to follow this system so that we can somehow postpone or stop the process of aging and all those aging related diseases. So I created this system based on 12 pillars, which I call it 12 pillars of Healthgevity. Um, if you search about longevity, you will find a lot of books, and there are a lot of experts talking about this. And of course, they have different opinions, which we respect to their opinions. But uh, during the past 10 years, I have read hundreds of books about longevity, and I wanted to see that what are the most important actions that I have to take in order to live healthy and long. And I found out actually sleep is the most important part of it. And of course, I have heard it from a lot of experts. Yes, some of them talk about exercise, some talk about diet. All of them are important. But what is the first thing which is non negotiable? You can actually search Brian Johnson if you already don't know him. He's a person who is working on the longevity science, and he is using a lot of technology, spending millions of dollars. So he also agrees that the most important part of longevity and health is sleep. We can sometimes compromise about, let's say, exercise, diet, some other things, but not sleep, because sleep is the root of, uh, let's say, health and our longevity. But it's not only about sleep, it's about high quality sleep. So if you see the system, actually, the word healthgevity has 12 letters. So every pillar starts with a letter that is the beginning of healthgevity. So the first one is H, which is high quality sleep, which there are a lot of techniques to do. As I told you, I'm not going to go very much in detail, but I will talk a little bit about each pillar so that probably you can use it in your life. So for sleep, a lot of studies, hundreds and thousands of studies are out there that talk about the period of sleep that we have to sleep between 7 to 8 hours for adults, and for young people, it's sometimes from 9 to even 10 hours. So if we reduce the time of our sleep, we lose a lot of aspects of our health and longevity. And it's so dangerous if it's less than 6 or 5 hours. There will be a lot of consequences, some diseases, neurodegenerative diseases, cardiovascular diseases. Most of them are somehow related to sleep, because sleep is regulating our hormones, our body, our brain, our muscle. The whole biology is based on the very high quality sleep. So here are quickly some recommendation that we can use it in our life so that we can have a very high quality sleep. The first one is, when we get up in the morning, the first thing that we have to do is to go out and we just see the light, the natural light. Why is that? Because our brain has a part that we actually regulates the hormones of melatonin. So when in the first minutes of the morning we go out and see the light, our brain will understand that now it's the morning, and next 14 to 16 hours is going to be night. So from now, it regulates that when melatonin secretes to our body so that it can help us to sleep much better at night. So this is the first one. The second one is to do like 5 to 10 minutes walk or running, or just jumping or exercise. Why? Because we reduce the level of cortisol hormone, which is a stress hormone, so that we feel much better to start our day. The next thing is, if we want to drink coffee, it should not be later than noon, because the coffee will remain in our body so that we will be awake at the end of the day, let's say in the evening or at 8 to 10 p.m. So it's much better to avoid coffee. Some other, let's say, recommendation is not to eat after 6 p.m. because when we eat after 6 p.m., our body again will be busy with digesting the whole food and the sugar level and the cholesterol, and a lot of other parts of the body will somehow be engaged in that. So we cannot have a good high quality sleep. And of course, when we sleep, it's much better to have a little bit cool environment without any artificial light. Totally, it should be dark. With these recommendations, we can have a much better sleep. And it has been shown that a good high quality sleep can really regulate the whole body and increase our lifespan and our health span. So this was the first pillar. The second pillar is exercise. Again, this is something that is somehow really non-negotiable because our body has been evolved in a way that we need to run or walk or be active during the day. We have our body has not been evolved to sit on a chair for hours and hours. So I recommend everyone to take at least 30 minutes or more a day walking or running, because this is so much important. And for exercise, there are out there a lot. There are a lot of recommendations like heavy, weightlifting. I mean, heavy ones maybe, or the light one, or you can use HIIT as a new system that you can use it for our body in a very short time, let's say, um, it's a system that in a very short time actually you can get the benefits of exercise, or probably aerobic, anaerobic, whatever works for you is better than doing nothing. So exercise again is a very important part of our health and longevity, that we should pay attention to it, and we should not negotiate on that, and we need it every day. The next pillar, the third one, is adjusted diet, which means we need a diet out there. Actually, there are hundreds of types of diets, from keto, carbs and fat, and different kinds of, or even fasting, some people. What is important is to understand our body, and based on our body, we should have a diet that works for us. We used to say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. This was true just many years ago, but not now, because now we know, based on the new science, especially the microbiome and gut microbiome, the whole system of microbiome, we know that the food that we eat is totally personalized for all of us, because we have different bacteria in our gut and microbiome, and something that is good for me can be a poison for someone else. So this is so much important. In terms of diet, we should listen to our body, and based on some measurements and tests, we have to see that what is the best system for us, what are the best food for us, because a food that is good for someone definitely can be different for someone else. So this is also very important, that in this book I've talked about it, and we encourage everyone to learn more about their body, especially by next steps that we will talk about it, by doing some tests like genetic test or the full body checkup, so that they understand in terms of vitamin deficiencies they have, or probably some gene mutations that affects the way that they eat, or the metabolism of their body. So this one is also very important. We all know most of the things, but what is important is to do it. As Anthony Robbins always says, is it's not important to know what to do. It's important to do what we know. This is so much important, because most of people know what to do, but the action that we need, this is the problem, that we don't take that action. And in Healthgevity Nation, this is something that we are going to do with the communities all around the world, with the coaches and people that we have, get together and try to do all those things that we know, take the action based on the science, so that we can change our life. The next pillar is longevity mindset. Actually, this is also very important because a lot of people do not somehow prioritize their health because we don't think that is that much important. But as Robin Sharma says, health is, let's say, the most important asset, and it's a crown on the head of healthy people that only sick people can see it. So when we lose our health, we lose everything. That's why we need to have a longevity mindset, which means I want to live in a way that I can live without any diseases as much as possible. So I can tell you something about nutrition, which is true about any other aspects of our life, which is if you just go back thousands of years ago, we used to eat in order to survive. So there was nothing important, let's say, in terms of health and longevity, hunter gatherers or people that living thousands of years. What was important was to just eat and to survive in order not to die. So I call this nutrition 1.0, which means that nothing was important but survival. But after the Industrial Revolution, when we had more abundance in terms of food, we had supermarkets, and now almost we have everything available for everyone very easily with a very low price. Now people eat to enjoy most of the time. So that's why we have restaurants, we have different recipes, and people like to enjoy what they eat. I call this nutrition 2.0, which people already, let's say, have passed the level of survival. Now they are eating for enjoying life. But recently, a lot of people have started to eat for a healthy lifestyle or a healthy body. This is so important. That's why I call it nutrition 3.0, which means now there is a mindset that people do not care that much about enjoying the food as much as they care about having the food in order to stay healthy. And this is important. Even though we know that when we change our mindset, we enjoy the same food that is good for us. So it's all depends on our mindset. The next step is training brain. This is so much important because brain is actually the central part of our body which controls everything. So we need to train our brain in order to be healthy. Unfortunately, the rate of Alzheimer disease and a lot of neurodegenerative diseases is just increasing, especially with, the increasing of the lifespan. Unfortunately, a lot of people all around the world get this kind of diseases, which a part of it because of the nutrition, exercise, sleep, but a part of it is because our brain is not active. So again, it's very important to regular scans and also to train our brain learning a new language, doing different sports and or playing a piano or any musical instrument. All these will help us to have a very sharp and active brain. The next pillar is hormonal harmony. Also, this is so much important, especially after the age of 40. We need to take some tests in order to know our hormones and to harmonize them so that they are not going to make some problems for our health. The next step, actually, the first six ones somehow were kind of internal pillars, which we can do it almost without any expenses. So we can do that. But the next six one are external, which we need to whether communicate with people or use some technology. So GEM tests are three tests that everybody needs to take, which is a genetic test, epigenetic, and microbiome test. These tests are the most important ones that everybody should take so that they know their body. And then based on the information of these tests, you can have your new lifestyle for longevity. The next part of Healthgevity, which is the eighth pillar, is very important, which is engagement with community. Hundreds of thousands of studies has shown that communicating with other people can make us happier and also help us to live healthier and longer. If you look at countries like Japan and Okinawa as a very special island in the world, which has the most centenarian in the world, One of the key factor is that their centenarian or older people, they still are engaged with the community. Actually, they try to eat food and communicate with the younger people, and this is so much important. That's why I have put it as a very important pillar. The next one is vitamins and supplements. Unfortunately, all of us, we know that the food that we eat right now has been depleted from those minerals and vitamins that we used to have like 30 years ago. That's why most of people nowadays are vitamin deficient, and we need to take some supplements in order to uh, nourish our body so that it can somehow prevent from a lot of diseases that is as a result of vitamin and some other mineral deficiencies. The next one is intimate relationship, which is also a very important pillar. Again, a lot of studies has shown that single people live less than couples because of a lot of reasons, of course, that I don't want to talk about it here. But anyway, when you have a soulmate or a partner or someone that you live with, uh, probably you can take care of yourself more and have a better feeling, and it will help to have a healthier and longer life. Of course, you need to have a good partner. Otherwise, having a partner that is not matched with you probably will decrease the life. So the next one, 11th pillar, is tech, AI, and biohacking. Now we cannot talk about longevity without technology, because we have a lot of technologies that can help us to somehow, um, let's say, slow down aging, stop it, and even reverse it. Again, I'm not going to go into details. You can find a lot of technologies out there. One source is longevity.technology, which you can see the newest technologies about this field. And finally, the 12th pillar is checkups, which is very important. Your quarterly checkups, we need to do it at least minimum once a year. It's better to do it twice a year, but the best one is at least 3 times a year to have some checkups so that we can actually prevent a lot of diseases, because disease itself is a kind of symptom that shows us that something already has broken, is not working well. So if we can somehow do these checkups, we can understand that if there is any problem in the future, from now on, we can prevent. So these were 12 pillars of Healthgevity, very important. It's a kind of system that it follow and do it. Definitely, it will help us to change our life. So the whole Healthgevity nation system is based on this, and we are trying to bring this system to the life of people, make it accessible and democratize it so everybody can have access to the technologies or the knowledge that we are talking about it. So I want to talk about very quickly my third book that I'm working on. Actually, it's Why Aging is a Disease. Well, this is a controversial topic because still a lot of scientists do not believe or do not consider aging as a disease. But yeah, and this has a lot of consequences. And considering aging as a disease also has positive consequences, which one of this is bringing a lot of investment, billions and trillions of dollars into this field so that we can have new drugs and supplements and technologies that help us to stop aging. But I want to play a short video for you, which David Sinclair, Dr. David Sinclair, very well known scientist in the field of longevity, and many others actually think and believe and want to consider aging as a disease. And this book is going to be with the help of 100 longevity experts, that each of them are going to describe aging from their perspective and why they think that aging should be considered as a disease. So here is a short video we'll watch together. Yeah, this is so much important. So actually, a lot of people think that aging, because it's normal and it's natural, so we can just accept it. But I have to tell you that cancer is a natural process. Alzheimer and other diseases also are natural, but it doesn't mean that it's good and we have to accept it. So that's why I'm writing this book, and it's so much important to consider aging as a disease because it will change the whole world, and I'm sure that everybody will benefit from this. So let's go to the next topic, which now is a little bit details about the whole initiative and project. So as I told you before, I let's say met Dr. Jose Luis Cordero 2 years ago, and now he is the co-founder. We already have David Wood as a futurist as our advisory board, and many more other people in the field of longevity and science that are supporting this project. So at the moment I'm talking to you, we have 34 ambassadors from all around the world, which I'll tell you later that how the ambassadors actually, what is the role of them and how we are going to change the communities. So here is a picture of some of our ambassadors all around the world. We have different people from professor of universities, from doctors, from longevity experts, from technology experts, from students of universities in the field of the medicine or longevity, and many more people in different fields so that we create different communities in different countries. By doing that, actually, we try to bring the science of longevity for people with their languages. This is also very important because now most of the texts are in English, but a lot of people do not still speak English or understand it. That's why we need to bring it into different countries with different languages. So the role of our ambassadors is to somehow create their community in their country so that later we can have webinars and seminars and different conferences in their country and try to bring the whole concept of Healthgevity to them. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about it is the platform that we have created and we are developing it, which is a platform with 25 languages. We are creating content in different languages about health and longevity, so more and more people can learn about it and use it in their life. And of course, as I told you before, we are trying to simplify the whole topic so that everyone can use it. In this platform that I'm talking about, we have integrated also AI to it so that people can become a member of this platform. It's just like a social media. We have all the features of Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and all of the social media. So you can create a profile, you can make new friendship, create groups, and post topics about health and longevity. So this is the first and the biggest platform for health and longevity that gathers people all around the world, not only normal people, but also the longevity experts, scientists, influencer, and more people. So here is some pictures from the actually our website, which there are different profiles. People can upload their videos, their picture, and also the content or the topics that they are creating or translating in their languages. So also we have gamified the whole system. This is very important. People who enter to this system, they will start earning points and let's say XPs and different rewards so that it's not a competition, but it's a kind of gamification. So here is a leaderboard that we have. We have different people that in every stage when they earn the points and XPs, they will make money that later I will talk about it. And this is so much important for us because we want people when they join this system, not only they enjoy it, but also they learn. And beside that, they earn money so that they can consider it actually as a part-time job at least, because if they are active in their community, they can make money. We are going to give them some activities. They do that and they will be supported by the whole system. So again, here is the Healthgevity courses that we have created some courses and bringing more and more courses from all around the world, from universities, from centers, organizations about health and longevity, so that people take these courses and they will actually be able to get the certifications that are from different universities or organizations and is credible. This is so much important because we want to have Healthgevity coaches and trainers so that they can have seminars and webinars in their country, in their languages. This is so much important part because we think education is the foundation. The next part of our project is Healthgevity School. Actually, we want to bring this topic also to schools and teach it to the new generation because it's all about a culture of health and longevity. We need to teach our children from now about their lifestyle, the whole thing from sleep and exercise and diet and all the stuff that I talked about it. And this is so much important because the next generation will live based on what they have learned. So already we have started going to some schools and teaching them about Healthgevity. The next step that we are working on that is universities. So we will have our Healthgevity universities in the near future to in order to actually have scientists in the field of longevity and researchers. So unfortunately, still we don't have many universities that working in this field, but this is a part of our plan that we are working on that. But before that, we are having lectures and different conferences in universities for students who are interested to become future scientists in this field. But let me talk about a very important part of Healthgevity Nation project, which is Healthgevity centers all around the world. The concept actually is to have hundreds of centers all around the world based on, as I told you, futurepreneurship systems so that people can go to those centers, use the technologies, use the supplements and services, the tests that we have so that they can track the record of their health by using the AI and they just prevent the diseases that probably they will have in the age of 50 and more. So we are going to have centers all around the world, a very advanced, technological advanced centers that have the latest technologies in the field of longevity with a team of doctors and specialists. So the first center that we are going to open will be in Canada, Vancouver in 2024. And our centers actually will be in a very luxury places, which will be five-star hotels. This is also very interesting because we are mixing travel and tourism with health and longevity so that people all around the world can access. For example, if you're a businessman, you travel around the world, you can go to those hotels that have the centers, and at the same time that you're enjoying your travel and your probably, let's say, business trip, you can use our centers and take the test using the technologies, supplements, everything, and you can have a membership that you can use all the centers around the world when you are traveling. So the next step definitely is having our supplements. This is so much important because out there are a lot of companies that producing longevity supplements, but unfortunately not all of them are based on the science or even the quality of them, or sometimes even they do not contain those, let's say, materials or vitamins or supplements or minerals that they claim they have. That's why Healthgevity Nation has its supplements, which mostly is focused on longevity. It's not a normal, let's say, vitamins or minerals only, but it is different ones that are related based on the longevity science. The next part that I want to talk about is actually the Healthgevity economy. One of the biggest businesses in the next 5 to 10 years will be longevity. That's why we have decided to use a blockchain and cryptocurrency in order to have our nation using not different currencies like dollar or euro or any other things, but the cryptocurrency. So we are working on that to have our Health G coin, which people can easily earn the coin, they can spend it, and they can use it in different platforms. And very interesting, fascinating part of our project, actually, the Healthgevity Nation, is we are going to not only have the centers in the hotels, but also we want to have centers in luxury cruise ship because, as I told you, are mixing travel and tourism with health and longevity. So people, while traveling, they can actually have benefits from the centers that we are going to have in these luxury cruise ships. So a little bit about, because I think we have just like 10 minutes. So about the centers, what we have there, what we will do, and it's just a very, very small part of it. So we are going to have genetic tests, which is the basic of all the tests. It's so important to have a lot of data about per individuals so that we can help them in order to prevent a lot of diseases. We will have gut health test, which is again very important for nutrition. We do also biological age test because we want to know that if that person is aging faster than the chronological age or not, so that we can help them to slow down, stop, and even reverse aging. We also have regular full body checkups so that people can come and have a full checkup of their body. We have some technologies like infrared light therapy, cryotherapy, which all of them are helping our body to somehow regenerate and become younger. We have ozone therapy, also hypermax oxygen, some technologies for people who do exercise regularly so that they can mitigate the risks of exercise actually and use the potential of it. And finally, a very important part that we call it Healthgevity Parliament. During the past few years, I've been talking to some politicians. Even my friend Jose Luis Cordero has talked to Europe Parliament, some people there that are in politics, and talked about the importance of longevity and why governments should enter to this field and also consider aging as a disease, as I told you before. So we are trying to bring those people in the governments who are interested in longevity and they can help actually this field. And we want to have a parliament so that we have scientists and also politicians at the same time together so that these people can put pressure on governments to spend more budget on longevity and health because already our healthcare system is broken. We are spending trillions of dollars every year, but unfortunately we don't get the result that we want. So the best thing is going to prevention, which now step by step some governments are understanding that this is so much important to do. That's why we want to have our parliament, and as you know, it's just like an online nation, so people are connected. It's not a country, it's not based on the religion or color or different kinds of races or something. It's all about the mindset, which is health and longevity. And another part that which is a little interesting, I have to tell you, is I asked ChatGPT to create a picture and show us the first president of Healthgevity Nation. And it created this picture, which is interesting. There's a flag of Healthgevity Nation, and also the president is a woman, which is very interesting because we know that a lot of amazing people in the field of longevity are women now, and they are so active, so important, and we hope more and more actually they join it. And of course, if I just want to mention something interesting, is that based on all data, all around the world, women live between 5 to 7 years more than men. There are a lot of reasons for that that I don't want to talk about it here. But anyway, women care in general more about their health and longevity than men. So I think they are a very good choice for being a president of a longevity or healthgevity nation, let's say. And I'm sure that with the help of scientists, we can reach the goal of stopping aging. Because, as I told you, it is the root of most of the chronic diseases. And it's much better to stop from the root, not to try to treat the symptoms. So the next thing that I want to tell you is our first conference of Healthgevity Nation will be in September 2024 in Vancouver, Canada. And also our center is going to be open there. And we are inviting a lot of people around the world, scientists and longevity experts. And after that, we are having a series of conferences all around the world. People can participate, and we are talking about the latest advances in the field of health and longevity. And finally, the last thing that I want to mention is the system that we have created for Healthgevity Nation, and how people can join and how they can actually engage with the whole community. And they can even, beside that they are learning, as I told you, they can earn. So we have created a system based on 12 rewards, so that based on the activities that our ambassadors or our citizens they do, they can get these rewards and make a real money. So the rewards started from $350 up to $50,000 for people who want to have or open the Healthgevity centers in their country. So this is a system that help people to actually create their community, to help other people, to enjoy, to change their lifestyle, have a healthier life, and at the same time, they make money out of it because we already have a lot of services and products that they can use themselves and let other people use it. This is so much important for us to support each other in this community, because if we are alone, probably we are not going to take care as much as being in a group or community, because anytime that someone probably has a problem, other people can support it. So that's why Healthgevity Nation, with the MTP of democratizing Healthgevity, is so important initiative. And I want to thank you so much for your time and listening to my presentation. I try to actually not to go very much in details because there are a lot of details about this project, but for now, I think that's enough. The only thing is I want to ask you to actually join us and become a part of Healthgevity Nation. You can whether join us as an ambassador to your country, so you can check our website, healthgevity.global. If you go to our website, you will see a part of it, becoming an ambassador. Check if you are eligible for being our ambassador. You can fill out the form, and then our team will be in touch with you. Or if probably you don't have that much time for doing some activities, you can just become a citizen of Healthgevity Nation by registering and creating a profile. Then you will get our newsletters about the latest news of technology about health and longevity, the products, services, and news about this field. And you can, let's say, be in touch with other people. You can create friendship. You can follow longevity influencers, scientists, experts, and a lot of people that we have in this platform. Thank you so much again, and I hope that you have enjoyed this presentation. If there is any question, I would like to answer your questions. Thank you so much.